Have you ever had to change up your training, your routine, your goals? I think I might have to. And today, I'm going to go through some changes that unfortunately, I think I'm going to have to make. For those that don't know me, my name is Zach, and I'm your typical full-time office worker with a young family. I'm very much in the overweight category. I work a full-time job, and I've got a busy family life with a 4, almost 5-year-old son. What separates me from other below average runners is I have a very above average goal. I want to inspire my son to reach his absolute full potential. To do that, I'm going to see if I can qualify for the Brisbane Olympic Marathon in 2032. So why am I talking about change today? A few weeks ago, I released my 2026 race calendar. In that video, I talked about the 2 races, the 2 marathons that I plan to do as my A races. The first one being in Canberra, the Canberra Marathon, in mid-April. The second one being the newest major marathon, Sydney Marathon, at the end of August. This is my first marathon build, and so it's the first time I'm doing these super long runs. I'm not worried about the distance per se, but I train to time, and it's getting quite difficult to fit in around these long runs around my family responsibilities. It was very apparent when I did my first 100k week, and I actually made a video about that, and I'll link it here. My Sunday long run was supposed to be about 2 by 1 hour at sweet spot. Now, I say it's supposed to, because it actually ended up being 1 by 1 hour, 1 by 35 minutes, 1 by 10 minutes. So overall, it was only about an hour 45 of work instead of the 2 hours that was planned. But it was also the hardest run I had ever done. I also had a bit of a headache at the end of it, possibly because of a lack of hydration or nutrition or something, not quite sure. But either way, that was a absolutely brutal run, and I just couldn't complete it. Not only did I suffer from the training perspective, it also affected the rest of my day. Because of that headache, I ended up having to take a nap, and that takes away from my family time and family responsibilities. I saw a long run by Cole Gibbons. He's another YouTuber, you guys probably know him, but his run was a little bit shorter in duration than that run was. But because he's so much faster, his run was about 35k, whereas mine only ended up being 22. I think this is the key thing I need to focus on. At my current long run pace of about 7-minute Ks, it means to do a 30k long run, that's going to take me 3.5 hours. It's not just once I need to run that, I need to build up to it. So I need to do about 8 weeks of runs between 3 and 3.5 hours. In Australia, we're past the summer solstice. And what does this mean? It means the days are getting shorter. Now this doesn't really affect runners that run in the evening and the afternoon, because they still got plenty of time late in the day. But for people like me that run in the morning, sunrise is now about 6:10. Used to be 5:30. And it won't be long before I even do Canberra the week of. It'll be 7:10. I do all my training in the morning. That's the only real time I can get some me time to fit in my training in my day. Now, as the sun gets up later, it means it's really unappealing to run in the dark for so much longer. From 5:30 to 7:30, 2 hours longer in the dark. Yeah, nah. So I go out at about 5:30 a.m. for my run. With dawn being about 6, it means that's about 30 minutes in the dark. As it gets to 7, that's an hour and a half. Now if I were to go out a bit later, say push it back an hour and still only do 30 minutes in the dark, it means instead of finishing at 9 a.m. for a 3.5 hour run, that's now 10 a.m. Basically the whole day's gone. For people that don't have kids and can train whenever they want, the change in sunrise is not that big a deal. But for me, it's everything. I'm still 10 to 12 weeks out from Canberra, and I can already tell you, not doing another autumn marathon. At this point in time, I'm debating whether to pull out of Sydney as well, because Sydney's midwinter, which essentially means it's all training in the dark. Could I push through? I mean, yeah, I could, but do I really want to push through ruin my experience with running, lose out future potential gains just for one race? No, not really. In order for me to hit my finish line, I need to be as fast as is physically possible for a human. And if training in a certain way pushes me to burnout, it basically means that everything I've done to date has been worthless. I actually did an interval workout yesterday, 4 by 20 minutes at threshold. Now, first half, nailed it. The second half, man, the wheels absolutely fell off. Mentally, I can push through, but just physically, I just couldn't. Now, I'm not that far off out of Canberra, and then I've got Brisbane about 8 weeks after that. I'm gonna push through, but I think after Brisbane half, I gotta take a bit of a break. I can definitely feel I can't push, and so I need to take a bit of a rest to avoid burnout. And that's kind of lining up with Sydney. Sydney is too close. If it was the end of the year, maybe I could go for it. But with only 12 weeks between Brisbane and Sydney, with needing that 4-week break, I just don't know if I can do it. Not racing Sydney would absolutely suck, but it would give me about another grand back into my budget. Yes, I would have lost $280 entry fee, but I don't need to pay accommodation, I don't need to travel, and that would mean I could do something else next year, the year after. I am saddened that I won't be able to get a fast marathon time this year. I'm hoping on track to hit 3:30 for Sydney, but because the Canberra's just going to be my first, I'm just going to cruise. I guess it just means I got something to look forward to next year. So what's the plan going forward? I think to start with, I need to consider when my marathons are. Now, what would work for me and my family requirements is possibly something around about the October to January timeframe, spring to midsummer. I will be much faster. At my current training rate, I'll be about 5:30 per k for my easy pace, instead of the 7 that it currently is. A 5:30 per k long run will get me to about 32k in 3 hours, whereas currently at 7-minute Ks, it's 30k in 3.5. In order to help me push to those faster paces, I think I'm going to have to focus more on some shorter distance races. Now by that I mean mostly like half marathons, but I also mean pushing the pace a bit more on my long runs. Currently, a good long run is about 18 to 20k for about 2 hours. If I can push that to 25k, man, we are then cooking. And if I can do that 25k every week, that is a very good base that I can use to then spring off from, do some short builds for races, half marathons, or even marathons. It's also a very good base foundation. So when I do get back into properly racing marathons, the increase in pace means I can do 30, 40k long runs in about 3 hours, which is much more manageable for me and my family. If you're a slower runner like me, let me know in the comments below. How do you structure your week when you're racing marathons? How long is your long run? How do you fit it all in around your family and work requirements? And I'd also like to know, have you made any big changes to your training lately? I'm actually in awe of people that can go out for 4, 5, 6 hour runs. I'm pretty happy doing 2 to 2.5 hours. But just as you get close to that 3 hour plus mark, oh, I am just cooked. So I'd love to know how you guys fit that in as well. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.